Hey guys, Mr. Enyart here. Today we're going to talk about Grade 6, Module 4, Topic B, Lessons 5 and 6 in Eureka Math. Lesson 5 talks about exponents, and Lesson 6 talks about the order of operations. And when we think of exponents, we think of things like we'll say 4 to the third power, which of course would be 4 times 4 times 4. And when we think of order of operations, we're thinking of how are we going to do something like 3 plus 4 times 6 to the third power, something like that. So how do you work that knowing you have different operations being used, including exponents? So let's take a look at this chart here. Exponential form, which we have on the left, and expanded form in the middle, standard form inside. This would be our answer, so you may want to write answer there. This would be what the multiplication actually is, and this would be how we write it in exponential form. So you see with something like this, there's a much easier way to write it. 3 times 3, of course, is 3 squared. So when we look at what an exponent is, it says that the whole number, or the number that is a regular size print, I'm going to be using that number and multiplying it by itself however many amount of times there are written in this small upper right hand. We call that superscript, I believe, for the exponent. So this says 3 times itself 2 times. And that's why we have 3 times 3, which is 9. So here we see in expanded form, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2's. So 2 is the number I'm multiplying, and therefore 2 is my whole number, or my big number that I put here. And since there's 6 of them, I'm going to say it's 2 to the 6th power. Now when I start multiplying that, I get 2 times 2, which is 4. And then this is going to be 4. This is going to be 4. So now I have 4 times 4 times 4, right? 4 times 4 is going to be 16. And then I've got 16 times 4, which is 64. So my standard form answer there is 64. And that's how we go through this table. So let's do a couple more. I'm going to erase some of my writing here to give space, but you can see how I did that. So on this one, we have 4 to the 5th power. So in expanded form, we're going to be multiplying 4 by itself to itself 5 times. So I'm going to write 4 5s down. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, and that's 5. And I'm going to go through multiplying them. We get 1,024. So here we've got fractions on the fourth one there, but even with fractions, it's the same concept. I'm doing 3/4 as my main number that's being multiplied by itself, and I've got 2 of them. So then I do 3/4 times 3/4, which would be 9/16, and 9/16 is in simplest form, because I cannot divide either of those numbers by the same factor. And here we have 1/5 times 1/5, so I see 2 of the same number. Has to be the same number to use exponents. So that's 1.5 to the 2nd power. And 1 1/2 and 1 1/2 is going to be 2 1/4, so that's 2.25. And to summarize, we say them in specific ways as well. So when it's to the 2nd power, we can call that squared, because what happens is it actually makes a square. So using 3 squared, if I were to draw a picture of a square, and I said that this was 3 and this was 3, wouldn't that be 3 times 3 to find the area? Because we'd have 3 units going across, 3 units going up and down, and that gives us 9 squares. And if it's to the 3rd power, we can call that cubed. So that's what this is. So cubed would be a 3-dimensional, so we would draw a cube. And to find volume, it's length times width times height. So it would be 5 as the height, 5 as the length, and 5 as the width or the depth. And so that would be 5 cubed, which is the same as 5 times 5 times 5, which is 25 times 5, which is 125. So the last thing to do is just always check these lesson summaries and see what makes sense. So m being a non-zero whole number, so obviously anything not to the 0 power. And for any number a, so here we have our main number, the number we're multiplying by itself. M would be the exponent, or how many times we're going to be multiplying that number. And so that's what this says. Whatever this number is, 3 or 5, doesn't matter, to the second, third, or fourth power, we're going to multiply a, that number, times itself that many m number of times. Then we've got the number a is called the base, and m is called the exponent, or the power. And when m is 1, the product of one factor of a just means a to the first power, or a. So when the power is 0, it ends up being 1 for all non-zero numbers. So if it's 37 to the 0 power, that would just be 1. If it's 45 to the 0 power, that would be 1. If it's 8 to the 0 power, that would be 1. So to put that down, we've got, let's just use number 4 to the 0 power, and that's going to equal 1. Anything to the 0 power, or exponent of 0, is 1. Now for lesson 6, we're doing order of operations, and I'm sure you guys all remember our good friend PEMDAS. And there's some cool things on the internet about this, and there used to be an older version of PEMDAS back in early 1800s, and then it got changed and updated. So P, of course, is parentheses, and when we think of parentheses, they look like this. E is our exponents, right? So this is our exponents. I'm just going to put that up there. M is multiplication, D is division, A is addition, and S is subtraction. I almost wrote an S there. So what we also need to know now, and in the newer state, is multiplication and division are a family, and addition and subtraction are a family. So when we're left with just multiplication and addition, we just read it left to right, like we do a book. When we're left with just addition and subtraction, we read it left to right. But if I have multiplication and addition, I have to do multiplication before the addition. And if I have parentheses or exponents, obviously I have to do those first. So let's look at this one and see how we can use it. I see we have parentheses right here, so I have to do what's in there first, but within the parentheses, I have an exponent. So the first thing I have to do is 9 squared, which is 9 times 9, or 81. And that leaves me 81 minus 4 in the parentheses, with a 2 being added to that afterwards. So now I do 81 minus 4, which is 77. All right, and then I write my plus 2 there, and now I just have 2 plus 77, which is 79. Down here, we've got a whole lot of things. We've got parentheses here and parentheses here, but then within the parentheses, we have parentheses. So I have to do that first. So this is my first step, is 3 plus 4, which is 7. So now I've got parentheses 13 plus 5 minus 14 divided by 7. And then I'm going to multiply that by 2. That little dot is multiplication. So the next thing I have to do is my division, because division is in the parentheses and it comes next. So 14 divided by 7 is 2. And then I'm going to be, I got the 5, I've still got the 13. That's in parentheses, and then I have the 2 multiplied by that. So now I just have addition and subtraction. I'm just going to read left to right. So 13 plus 5 is going to be 18, minus 2 is going to be 20. I'm sorry, 18 minus 2 is going to be 16. So now I have, I ran out of room, so I'm going to transfer it up here. I still have my 2 times 16, and that's going to be 32 as my final answer. So our lesson summary defines what a numerical expression is, and I'll let you read that. But basically, any mix of numbers and the 4 operations. Statements using these things do go in a specific order, and the value of a numerical expression would be its answer. So if we have this, we get 9, and how we get 9 is the first thing we have to do is 2 plus 4, which is 6, because it's in parentheses. Then we have to do the multiplication, that's step 2, and 1/3 of 6 is 2. So that cancels out all that, and then I still have the plus 7, which is 9. And that's how we get that. So try the problem set and more of these problems and see how you do.